Guys,
Hello.
it's Monday, we're just done our spin playing. What are we doing this week?
Well, for me, it's going to be a lot of Mars. It's going to be Mars DLC and a lot of Advent for me. I'm not sure what Rob's doing, but that's primarily my work.
Yeah, I'm going to be working on hexceeds, a couple of minor bug fixes that we found on Friday for the control support, and that's including Stead Deck support. So it'd be nice to get that out and hopefully get the game in front of more people. But other than that, a bit of Wooloop, I think. Just want to get some more bug fixing done, give a bit of TLC before moving back onto Voxels. I'm sure we're just going through all the games, aren't we?
They're just DLC for everything.
You've almost finished Hexceed, haven't you, Lee? The world. You've got one level to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll be testing stuff on it.
Yeah, all week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been continuing work on the Mars Colony world for Voxels, and you can see here it's coming along really well. I'm really happy with the sort of the layout we've got going here. We've got pretty much all the big things in now, including this bucket wheel excavator. It's coming along really well. This is going to be a big chunk of the quarry. I've got a lot of room of the quarry left. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking of maybe trying to implement some of these rovers in here, maybe carrying some of the rocks away to obviously make room for other stuff. So I'm going to see if I can build another level out of this, or maybe might attach it to the quarry itself, but it might be a bit bigger if I do so. So we'll see how this one goes. As you can see here as well, we've also made another level. I'm going to quickly open Trello because I've completely forgot the name of this level. I think it's called the Algae Oxygen Farm. So Rob drew a little diagram for me to understand how these work, because there's not too much information online of how the actual insides work. Well, not many pictures, should I say, which is what I need to make them. I think this looks pretty good. Rob seems happy with them, so I'm going to leave them as is. But apart from on this world, I've been implementing some of our volunteers Owen's work here for the Advent level. So I'll quickly open this as well here. You can see he's done some cool work here on the Advent world. So I've been getting these export out of Voxel into Unity so that Lee can make a store page. So hopefully these play pretty well. They look nice and cool though.
Okay, so today I've been working on Hexceed again, trying to get it working on Steam Deck. There were a few issues that we spotted on Friday, basically just with the buttons not actually lining up with what it says on screen, stuff like that. But one of the other issues we've got is that there is a touchscreen on the device, and Hexceed actually supports touchscreen, so we kind of want to get that working. But the issue is that how do I describe it? So when you launch a game on Steam Deck, it by default uses Proton, which is like a wrapper to basically allow you to run Windows games on a Linux device, which this is. So it's basically running the Windows version of Hexceed on this device when we want it to run Linux, because we've got builds for Linux and stuff like that. We'll put the time and effort in, and the touchscreen only works on Linux. So I'm not quite sure how to get it fixed. Apparently it's something that Steam has to do in their back end. But anyway, I've sent it off for review again. Fingers crossed we'll get approved this time, and then fingers crossed they can advise us on what to do with the touchscreen. So yeah, should be good.
Yeah, I've a slow day today. Just taking it a bit easy, getting into the week. And I've been going through doing the QA testing for the Zoom Out pack. That's coming out this week. And yeah, the theme of this book means that every single level is sort of a zoom out from the previous one. So I'll start with this one with like the atomic structure of gold, and then there's a bug on some gold, then there's a zoom out of the gold, you see the bug there, and then you've got the miner looking at the bug on the gold, etc. And so far it's been pretty good. There's only some minor changes here and there, like usual, just minor issues that you spotted, like for example, if can't see here, but there was this outline here was not complete. But there's only one sort of change that's been like more of a creative change as opposed to the actual technical working of the level, and that's this overlook level. So we go like again, continue zooming out, then we get to this level, and then it jumps to this mountaintop. And I think there's not really much of a connection between that. It's maybe like this is the forest, and then the forest is there, so it's kind of there, but it's not quite. But I noticed Jack's called the level river, so I went ahead and added the river into the mountain, sort of like the source of the river. And another thing I changed was, you see here, Jack drew some shorts on this guy, but he's on the freezing top of a mountain, so I went ahead and made them into full trousers. But yeah, other than that, very straightforward pack so far. Over halfway there now. Then yeah, should be ready to go in time for release.
Yeah, today I'm back working on Wooloop, trying to fix some of the long-standing bugs that have been in the game since launch. This one's a pretty major one. So sometimes the instructions that you're given are incorrect, and it only happens in very, very specific cases. So I managed to replicate one here. So you see this instruction here that I'm about to do is indicating that you're supposed to do a wrap, but actually if you do that, it classes as complete and you can carry on. And the reason this is happening is just a bit of a disconnect in the code. So the actual root manager that's managing the row is using the angles between the pins exactly. So it's basically calculating that it's about 30 degrees difference in every one here. But what the actual instruction indicators do is slightly different. So I'll just turn my gizmos on to show you exactly what's going on here. So it actually projects out a line from each one, and then it uses that calculation there, and it's just that very slight difference in the points that are being used to calculate the angle needed that's sort of causing just a difference really in what you expect. So if we look at the logs here, is it rope 2? Yeah, rope 2 is just over 30 degrees, and then instruction 2, which is the same pin but just different parts of the script, is just under 30 degrees, and it's that 30 degrees mark that is basically decides whether or not you need a full wrap or not. So I just need to get these two things aligned, which is going to be a bit difficult because these things are quite useful. They're particularly useful when switching between clockwise and anti-clockwise routes, because then it projects, it kind of tries to predict the difference in angle that you would need based on what side of pin you need to reach, because there's two different points, either hitting the pin here or hitting the pin here. But I'll try and work it out. I think I'm just going to fix this bug for the time being, and then try and readdress that anti-clockwise, clockwise switching over, see if I can do that a bit better.
Yeah, relatively busy day. I got the vlog done early this morning. Got it done quite decent time frame. Hopefully it's all right. Rob needs to test it before I upload that. And then other than that, I finished up the colouring pixels testing for the zoom out book. And as you can see, all the images now in done. For the most part, there's only minor issues here and there. Like the outside of this circle had a pixel or two that was a different colour, that sort of stuff. There's very, very minor fixes, nothing too serious. And that's all done, ready to go. I need to do the achievements tomorrow and just finishing off the rest of the DLC prep. And then other than that, I've moved on to the Wooloop DLC. So Rob's been making levels for Advent. I haven't tested any of them, but they are there ready to be tested. And there were some levels left over from Cameron from last year, I believe. Let me check the date on that. Well, start of this year, in January. So the last task Cameron done was finished up some Wooloop levels. Rob tested them, there were some fixes, all those fixes being pushed across. And I made this extra level here as well, this silhouette. I quite like this style. We'll see if it's alright once it's been tested. But I quite like the gradients and the colours I put on that. It's quite crispy, quite warm. And yeah, making a start on this, getting ready to finish up some of the Advent DLCs that I needed for the end of the month.
Okay, so the main content for the Mars DLC is pretty much done now. As you can see here, I've added in all the levels. That are pretty much, I think it's pretty much content complete now. I was discussing with Rob that the only thing that we want to add in now is adding foliage to the actual Mars landscape, as this is being terraformed, so it would make sense that grass and greenery is starting to take over the surface of Mars. And you can see I've started it. This is sort of the first screenshot I took to the guys, and they said essentially just add more. So Rob drew a lovely little screenshot here, as you can see, sort of giving me sort of like a rundown of like where he thinks everything should go. So I'm essentially just going to copy this and obviously just add some more details, make it a bit more arty. But yeah, this is pretty much a good basement to go on. So I think I'll make a little time lapse out of this, see how far I get. And yeah, we'll work from there. And hopefully by the end of this, we'll have a nice looking surface on Mars and I can start cutting out the levels to put into Unity. Okay, so after doing the vegetation yesterday for the Mars DLC, you saw the time lapse that I managed to get everything done. However, when I put it into Unity, I did get a lot of the levels laid out, but Unity unfortunately crashed and I had to wait a while for it to get it back working again. So whilst I was doing that, I thought I would start on the Advent DLC. Our volunteer Owen has been working quite hard on a lot of the levels already, so I thought I would jump in now and start to get to work on them too. You see, Owen's levels are quite a bit larger, which is quite good, which allows me to do some more medium-esque levels. So I've been working on these sort of dioramas. I think they're looking really cool. I'm really happy with these. Obviously, we've got like Rudolph and the reindeer. He's got a nice little living room here, an igloo and a gingerbread man. I think I'm going to do a few more of the scale because I quite like the looks of them. They're very toony and very cartoon-esque is probably the best word to use. So I'm going to continue a few more of these until about lunch, and then I'll probably jump back over to doing the Mars DLC.
Yeah, so I've been a bit all over the place the past few days. So a few bits of news. The viewing that we had for the Archway office, we decided to go ahead with it. So there's been a lot of back and forth about that. I put in a proposal offer and things like that. So fingers crossed, we should be able to get that and then move in. So there'll be lots of news about that in the coming weeks. Very exciting stuff. The main thing is that the internet is going to be great over there, so should be fun. But other than that, hexceed update. So basically it's been sent off again. There were a couple more issues, a couple small minor bugs that needed fixing, but it's been sent off to Steam. Just as we've done that, funnily enough, Valve announced a couple of new hardware options. So fingers crossed we'll hopefully be able to get this working with hexceed. I have no idea about any of the information that's coming in. I just know that if you scroll down here, it says ahead of launch, we're expecting to expand the Stead Deck Verification program, which is what we've been doing for hexceed the past week. So fingers crossed it'll all just like fit together nicely, but it's something that we can look into as well. But yeah, it looks cool, new hardware and things like that. Fingers crossed it should work with hexceed. We'll have to see though. We'll have to hear back from them because the Stead Deck verification might not even go through yet. Yeah, anyway, today has been a lot of Wooloop work. There's been a lot of performance issues with the editor, an awful lot of them, to the point where like PCs would lock up for hours on end trying to get it done. But I have been making some steady progress. So one of the issues was the this drag and drop field would take forever. So it used to take like 20 minutes for one of these levels, but you can see now dragged and dropped, new level added pretty much instantly. I'm a little bit sus because there was a lot of code that was doing a lot of checks and things like that. So I am a bit suspicious about that, but we'll have to see. And then another one is this edit level button. So on large levels particularly, this could take sometimes 20 minutes to open. This one, Aquarium Castle, in the Impunity book, I know for a fact this one takes about 20 minutes, so I was using that as a reference point. But now when you press edit level, it does take a little bit of time, it always does with Unity, but it should be a lot faster now. Yeah, come on, there we go. That was like what, 15 seconds or something like that. It's still not amazing, but magnitude's better. So fingers crossed, a lot of these edits are going to take a lot less time now.
Okay, so a bit of a change of plan. I know I said that early this morning that I would do some smaller levels for the Advent book. However, I've managed to do a bigger one already. It didn't take me very long. Every time I say that I'm going to do a small level, I end up doing a big one. But I thought doing a sort of, a Santa's workshop was an easy win here. I think it looks really cool so far. I'm not finished off just yet. As you can see, I'm sort of just trying to bulk out the design. Originally, I didn't have any of these presents sitting around the perimeter of the floor, and I thought the whole scene looked a bit empty. So I'm starting to add more stuff in, like little toys and little gifts here and there. I quite like adding in this stuff where it's like empty boxes, and obviously they're being prepped to have toys put in them. So there's not much more to go as well. I'm gonna try and do an illustration of Santa in this like photo frame. I'm not sure how it's gonna look in voxel art, but I'm assuming I can just tap into pixel art and sort of do a 2D image on there. That should be fine. And then I'm going to add in some frames as well to the top here. So these beams are going to go across the roof. I'm not going to fill the roof in, but I think adding a bit of an extra 3D layer to the roof will make it look really cool. And I think that's about it. But after this one, I'll definitely be sitting down and doing some small levels. I haven't got any ideas yet. I think I'm going to do a snow globe, but that also might be a bit of a big one. But we'll sit down tomorrow and get some more done.
Chat today, there's been a lot of announcement work to do. So the Zoom Out DLC is coming out tonight, hence I've made this post scheduled to go out at the same time the DLC goes out. Bit of a difference in the GIF. I thought since it's a Zoom Out book and it's a unique sort of theme, I could display it in the GIF, and I think I've done a decent job of displaying the concept there, hopefully. But yeah, that's scheduled to go out, all ready to go. And as well as that, I've just spent an hour doing the Advent DLC announcements. So you can see here, all three in one for the Discord. Obviously each Steam page has this individual announcement, but then on the website and on Discord here, I've done a triple announcement just because don't want to spam with loads of posts. Just do one post and tag the relevant games, and then links to the actual store pages. I think I haven't updated those IDs, so I'll quickly do that as well. But the competition is live as well, so yeah, there's 3 competitions live at the same time. So if you're watching this as this video coming out, will be a week of this competition left. Make sure you come in and press all 3 of these buttons just to get a chance to win all of those. And yeah, other than that, I didn't do an update yesterday because I was working from home, but it's been a lot of loop work as well. So just continuing with the levels. I think I was showing off this one, but yesterday I finished this Santa chimney and this cat bauble, and there was a snowflake one, which I'm assuming is moved somewhere. There it is. And a snowflake one as well. A bit more basic one, but just getting a bit of size variance. And then today, between the announcements, I've made this naughty or nice picture as well. I have made the background a bit more lighter than that, just so the image is more visible. But yeah, that's getting quite close to completion. There's only 3 more left for me to do, and then this DLC will be ready for release as well.
Okay, so I've been continuing on with the Advent levels today, and I've gotten quite a few done. I'm quite happy with the progress that I've made so far. I think I've only got 4 more to go off this last one, which I'll show off in a second. But you can see here that I did finish off this Santa's Workshop image. I was pretty happy with it, but then Lee came in and pointed out that I could do with some more Christmas lights and decor, which I agree with. I didn't notice that this looked a bit bare, so I'm going to do that a bit later on. As you can see as well, I did make that little Santa portrait like I mentioned yesterday. I think it looks okay. It's a little creepy from this angle, but I think it moves because I'm looking at it too long. I've also got a few more levels here, so we've got a nice little hot chocolate. We've got some sort of Advent-esque candles sitting on a bit of oak wood there. That was a pine? I'll probably say pine. And then we've got a little penguin scarf, and we've got some milk cookies. The milk cookies was a suggestion by Lee, as I was trying to come up with a few more ideas. This one was a nice, easy one to do. But as now, I'm currently working on a Nutcracker one. It's coming along quite well, but it's looking a bit creepy. But I think Nutcrackers in themselves are quite creepy, so I'm not sure as much I can do about that. I may have to change up the eyes, but I'm going to continue along and finish off the entire model, and then if it still looks a bit creepy, I'll go back to it, and I'm sure I'll find a way to be able to fix it up. Lee!
Jack!
It's Friday.
Friday, yeah, I'm just finishing up for the week, so yeah, thanks for watching the video. As of this video coming out, we have 2 DLCs coming out today. We have the Hexceed DLC series, which is the second last one of the Year Pass, and we have the Culling Voxels Mars Colony DLC. They're both releasing today at 8 o'clock, so check those both out. And then other than that, we have 3 Advent DLCs. We're making some good progress on that, so hopefully be more to show off in next week's video as well, but those will all be coming out the week after this video. We can't play them until December, because that's how Advent calendars work, but the DLC will be actually releasing a week after as well. So if you want to check those out, we do have giveaways still live in the Discord as of this week, so check those out, enter the giveaway, you might win them for free. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this video. We would have had live stream as of this video coming out, so thanks to everyone who's tuned into that. And yeah, tune in next week and see what's going on then.